Have you ever shared something personal with someone and immediately regretted it? That sinking feeling in your gut, the realization that maybe you've said too much. This happens to many of us. But there's a reason why this happens, and it goes deeper than just feeling uncomfortable. In fact, sharing certain things about yourself can actually drain your energy, block your blessings, and open you up to negative forces. In this video, I'm going to talk about the 5 most important things you should never share if you want to protect your energy, stay focused on your spiritual growth, and keep your life moving in the right direction. We all want to share parts of our lives with people we trust. It feels good to open up, to connect, and to feel understood. But there are some things that should be kept private if you want to avoid unwanted outcomes. If you keep sharing these 5 things, it can lead to negative consequences you might not even realize. Your energy could become drained, your progress could be blocked, and you might even invite negativity into your life. Not everyone has good intentions, and sometimes even well-meaning people can send out doubt or negative energy without realizing it. That's why it's so important to know what to keep to yourself. Let's dive into the first thing you should avoid sharing. The first thing you should never share is your long-term goals. This might seem surprising at first because we often think that sharing our dreams will get us support from others. But the truth is, not everyone will understand or support your vision. Some people might doubt you, criticize your plans, or even get jealous. When you share your goals with others, their opinions, especially negative ones, can start to affect you. Even if you're confident in your abilities, hearing someone else's doubts can create insecurity. Their words can plant seeds of doubt in your mind, making you question whether or not you're capable of achieving what you've set out to do. When we talk about long-term goals, we're referring to those big, life-changing dreams you have, the ones that require time, dedication, and persistence. Maybe you want to start your own business, become a writer, or travel the world. Whatever your goal is, it's something that holds deep meaning for you, but not everyone will see it the same way. Some people might tell you it's impossible, or that you're not cut out for it. These kinds of comments can weigh heavy on you, even if you try to ignore them. Over time, the negativity builds up, making it harder for you to stay motivated and focused. There's also another factor to consider: energy. When you share your goals with someone, you're giving away a piece of that energy. You're opening the door for their influence, whether it's good or bad. The more people you share with, the more you're spreading your energy around. And if the people you're sharing with aren't supportive or aligned with your vision, they can drain your energy instead of lifting you up. It's not that they're necessarily trying to harm you, but their doubts, fears, and insecurities can spill over into your space, affecting your mindset and your motivation. Another reason not to share your long-term goals too soon is that sometimes, when we talk about our plans, we trick ourselves into thinking we've already done the work. Talking about the goal gives us a sense of accomplishment, even though we haven't actually achieved anything yet. This can lead to procrastination, as we feel satisfied just by sharing instead of taking action. It's important to keep your focus on the process, not the praise. The more you talk about what you're going to do, the less energy you have left to actually do it. Instead of sharing your long-term goals with everyone, keep them close to your heart. Work quietly, make steady progress, and let the results speak for themselves. When you finally achieve what you've been working toward, the satisfaction will be even greater because you'll know you did it for yourself, not for anyone else's approval. The second thing you should never share is your next move. This might seem like common sense, but many people don't realize how much power there is in keeping your plans to yourself. Whether it's a new job opportunity, a project you're working on, or a personal decision you're about to make, sharing your next move can often bring in unwanted opinions, distractions, and even interference from others. When you tell people what you're planning to do next, you're opening yourself up to their thoughts and ideas. And while some of those ideas might be helpful, a lot of times they're not. People might start giving you advice you didn't ask for, or they might criticize your plans without fully understanding them. This can lead to doubt and confusion on your part, making it harder for you to stay focused on your original goal. Even worse, some people might try to talk you out of your plans entirely, convincing you that it's too risky, too difficult, or simply not worth the effort. It's also important to remember that not everyone has your best interests at heart. Some people might pretend to support you, but secretly, they don't want to see you succeed. They might try to sabotage your plans, either consciously or unconsciously, by planting seeds of doubt or creating obstacles. This doesn't mean you should be paranoid or mistrustful of everyone around you, but it does mean you need to be cautious about who you share your next steps with. Keeping your next move private gives you a sense of control and security. It allows you to work on your plans without outside interference, distractions, or judgment. You can move at your own pace, adjust your strategy as needed, and make decisions based on what feels right to you, not on what others think you should do. When you finally do take that next step, you'll be able to do so with confidence, knowing that you followed your own path. Another important reason to keep your next move to yourself is that it protects you from unnecessary pressure. When you share your plans with others, they might start asking for updates or expecting quick results. This can create a sense of urgency or pressure to perform, even if you're not ready. By keeping your plans private, you can take your time, make adjustments as needed, and move forward when the timing is right for you, not when others expect it. So, when it comes to your next move, remember that silence is often your best strategy. Keep your plans to yourself, take action quietly, and let your success speak for itself when the time comes. The third thing you should never share is your financial situation. Money is a sensitive subject, and discussing it openly can lead to a whole host of problems that you might not anticipate. Whether you're doing well financially or struggling to make ends meet, keeping your financial details private is crucial for maintaining both your peace of mind and your personal security. When you start talking about your finances, you open yourself up to judgment from others. People may start comparing themselves to you, either feeling superior if they're doing better or envious if they're not. This can lead to awkward or uncomfortable situations, as money is often tied to a person's sense of self-worth and success. Even if you don't mean to brag, sharing details about your income, savings, or investments can make others feel insecure or jealous, which can strain relationships and create unnecessary tension. On the flip side, if you're struggling financially, sharing that information can also lead to problems. People might start offering unsolicited advice, questioning your decisions, or even pitying you. This can make you feel even worse about your situation and can take a toll on your mental and emotional well-being. Instead of offering genuine support, some people might see your financial struggles as an opportunity to feel better about themselves, which only adds to the negativity. Another reason to keep your financial situation private is that it protects you from being taken advantage of. If people know you're doing well financially, they might start asking for favors, loans, or handouts. This can put you in a difficult position, as you might feel pressured to say yes, even if it's not in your best interest. On the other hand, if people know you're struggling, they might use that information against you, offering help with strings attached, or trying to manipulate you into making decisions that benefit them rather than you. Talking about money can also create a false sense of security or insecurity. If you share that you're doing well financially, it might give people the impression that you don't need help or that you have everything figured out. This can lead to a lack of support or understanding when you do face challenges. Similarly, if you share that you're struggling, people might start treating you differently, assuming that you're not capable or that you need more help than you actually do. Ultimately, your financial situation is personal, and it's something that should be kept between you and those you trust implicitly, like a spouse or financial advisor. By keeping your finances private, you protect yourself from judgment, manipulation, and unnecessary stress. You can make decisions that are right for you without worrying about what others think or expect. The fourth thing you should never share is your family problems. While it might seem natural to open up about the struggles you're facing with your family, especially when seeking comfort or advice, sharing too much about your family issues can often do more harm than good. Family dynamics are complex, and not everyone will understand the full picture. When you share details about your family conflicts, you risk inviting judgment, misunderstanding, and even gossip into your personal life. One of the biggest dangers of sharing family problems is that people often view things from their own perspective, which may not be the same as yours. They might offer advice that seems logical to them but doesn't truly fit your situation. Or worse, they might start to take sides, turning your private issues into public drama. Family problems are rarely black and white, and sharing too much can oversimplify the situation, leading to unwanted input that complicates things even further. Another issue with sharing family problems is that it can create lasting damage in relationships. When you're upset, it's easy to vent about a family member who has hurt or disappointed you. But once you've shared that information, it's out there permanently. Even if you eventually make up with that family member and move past the issue, the people you shared it with might not. They may continue to hold negative feelings toward your family member even after you've forgiven them. This can create tension and awkwardness in your social circle, especially if the person you vented to is someone you see regularly. Sharing your family problems also leaves you vulnerable to gossip. Once personal information is shared, it's hard to control where it goes. Even people with good intentions might share your problems with others, thinking they're helping by seeking advice on your behalf, or simply talking about it without realizing the harm. Before you know it, your private issues have become public knowledge, and this can cause embarrassment or even further strain on your family relationships. It's important to remember that family issues are deeply personal. The dynamics within a family are shaped by years of shared history, experiences, and emotions. Outsiders, no matter how well-meaning, will never fully understand the nuances of your family's relationships. Keeping your family problems private allows you to work through them in a way that's respectful and mindful of everyone involved. Instead of sharing your family problems with others, consider finding healthier ways to deal with the situation. You might seek professional help, such as a therapist or counselor, who can provide unbiased guidance without the risk of judgment or gossip. Or you can take time to reflect and address the issues within the family directly, without involving outside parties who may not fully understand the situation. This way, you protect your family's privacy and give yourself the space to work through issues without unnecessary outside influence. The fifth thing you should never share is your spiritual experiences. In today's world, where people are quick to judge or misunderstand anything outside of their own beliefs, sharing your personal spiritual journey can open you up to criticism, disbelief, or even ridicule. Spiritual experiences are deeply personal and often difficult to explain to someone who hasn't experienced the same. What may feel like a profound and life-changing event to you could be dismissed by others as fantasy, superstition, or simply a coincidence. One of the reasons it's best to keep your spiritual experiences private is that they are often too sacred to be understood by just anyone. Spirituality is an intimate part of your being, a connection between you and something greater than yourself. Whether it's a moment of deep meditation, a powerful dream, or an experience that feels like divine guidance, these moments are not meant to be shared with people who may not appreciate their significance. Sharing them with the wrong audience can diminish the experience, making it feel less meaningful, or even causing you to doubt what you've experienced. Another reason to keep your spiritual experiences private is that sharing them can invite unnecessary skepticism or negativity. Some people might mock or belittle your experiences because they don't align with their own worldview. They might try to explain them away or suggest that you're imagining things. This kind of response can shake your confidence in your spiritual path and leave you feeling misunderstood or isolated. In addition, sharing your spiritual experiences too openly can sometimes attract people who want to challenge your beliefs. These individuals might engage in debates or arguments, not because they want to understand your journey, but because they want to prove that their beliefs are superior. This can create unnecessary conflict and drain your energy, taking you away from the peace and clarity that your spiritual experiences have given you. Your spiritual experiences are also a form of personal growth. They are part of your unique journey and should be treated with the respect and reverence they deserve. When you share them too freely, you risk trivializing them or opening them up to interpretation by others who do not share your values or understanding. Instead, hold your spiritual experiences close to your heart and let them guide you on your path without needing validation or approval from others. If you feel the need to discuss your spiritual experiences, it's important to choose your audience carefully. Find people who are on a similar spiritual path, who share your values, and who will respect your experiences without judgment. This way, you can have meaningful conversations that deepen your understanding rather than diminish the significance of your journey. Now that we've gone over the first 5 things you should never share, your long-term goals, your next move, your finances, your family problems, and your spiritual experiences, it's clear why keeping certain aspects of your life private is so important. Sharing these personal details can invite negativity, judgment, and even conflict, all of which can drain your energy and slow your progress. Keeping them to yourself protects your energy, allows you to focus on your personal growth, and prevents outside influences from disrupting your journey. Each of these areas of your life is deeply personal, and by keeping them private, you maintain control over your own path. Instead of looking for validation or advice from others, you can make decisions based on what feels right for you. This gives you the freedom to grow, evolve, and succeed on your own terms without worrying about what others think or say. When you decide to keep certain aspects of your life private, particularly the 5 we've discussed, you are doing more than just protecting your secrets. You're also safeguarding your energy and supporting your spiritual growth. Our energy is finite, and every time we share personal details with others, we allow their energy and opinions to influence us. This can either uplift us or pull us down, depending on the nature of the feedback we receive. By holding back on sharing things like your long-term goals, next moves, finances, family problems, and spiritual experiences, you protect yourself from absorbing unnecessary negativity. You're no longer weighed down by others' doubts or judgments, which can often distract you from your path. In fact, keeping these matters to yourself allows you to stay more focused on what truly matters, your personal and spiritual development. This focus creates a powerful environment where you can grow without interference, staying aligned with your purpose and vision. The decision to be more selective about what you share also strengthens your relationship with yourself. Instead of seeking external validation, you become your own source of encouragement and direction. This not only empowers you, but also deepens your connection to your inner wisdom and higher self. Over time, this connection will lead to a more peaceful and fulfilling life, as you learn to rely on your intuition rather than the opinions of others. To fully benefit from this approach, it's important to put practical strategies in place to protect your energy. Here are a few ways to do that. Set boundaries. Decide in advance what personal information you're comfortable sharing and with whom. It's okay to be open with certain people, but always be mindful of what you're revealing and why. Practice discernment. Not everyone who listens has your best interest at heart. Learn to identify the people who genuinely support you versus those who may undermine you, even unintentionally. Keep your focus internal. Rather than talking about your goals, next steps, or challenges, channel that energy into action. Focus on what you can control and let your achievements speak for themselves. Strengthen your inner world. By repeating positive affirmations, meditating, or practicing gratitude, you can build up a strong internal foundation. This will help you remain grounded even when external circumstances or opinions seem chaotic. The stronger your internal world is, the less reliant you'll be on others for validation. This approach allows you to live in alignment with your spiritual values and stay true to your unique path. Consistency is key when it comes to maintaining your privacy and protecting your energy. It's easy to fall back into the habit of oversharing, especially in moments of excitement or frustration. However, keeping these 5 areas private requires ongoing commitment and awareness. Here are some tips to help you stay consistent in your practice. Be mindful in conversations. Pay attention to what you're saying in conversations. If you find yourself about to share something personal, take a moment to consider whether it's necessary or beneficial to share that information. Reflect on your intentions. Before sharing anything about your goals, finances, or family, ask yourself why you feel the need to share it. Are you seeking validation? Are you venting frustration? Once you understand your motivation, you can decide whether sharing is truly the right choice. Trust yourself. You are your own best guide. Trust that you know what's best for your life and that you don't need external opinions to validate your decisions. Learn from experience. If you've shared personal information in the past and regretted it, reflect on that experience. Use it as a reminder of why it's important to maintain your privacy moving forward. By staying consistent in these practices, you'll create a protective shield around your energy, allowing you to stay on course without distractions or setbacks. It's important to recognize that silence can be a powerful tool in your spiritual growth. When you choose not to share certain aspects of your life, you allow yourself the space and time to work on those areas without outside interference. This quiet, inner work is often where the most profound growth takes place. Through silence, you can gain clarity and insight into your own journey. You can focus on what truly matters to you without the noise of external opinions clouding your vision. Silence gives you the opportunity to listen to your inner voice, which is often drowned out when we spend too much time talking or seeking advice from others. Inner work, on the other hand, is the process of reflecting on your thoughts, beliefs, and actions to ensure they align with your spiritual goals. When you keep your personal matters private, you allow yourself the space to engage in this inner work more deeply. You can refine your goals, adjust your actions, and stay aligned with your highest self. By combining the power of silence with dedicated inner work, you'll be able to make steady progress on your spiritual path without the distractions and detours that come from oversharing. As we've discussed, there are certain things in life that are best kept private. Your long-term goals, your next move, your finances, your family problems, and your spiritual experiences. Keeping these matters to yourself not only protects your energy, but also allows you to stay focused on your spiritual journey without unnecessary distractions or negativity. When you choose to hold back on sharing these personal details, you empower yourself to take full control of your life and your decisions. You no longer need to seek validation or approval from others. Instead, you can trust in your own wisdom and intuition. This sense of self-reliance is key to your spiritual growth and will allow you to move forward with confidence and clarity. Remember, it's not about shutting people out or being secretive for the sake of it. It's about recognizing the importance of privacy when it comes to certain aspects of your life and using that privacy to protect your energy and nurture your growth. By being mindful of what you share and with whom, you create a safe space for yourself where you can thrive. As you continue on your spiritual journey, keep these principles in mind and trust that by maintaining your privacy in these key areas, you are honoring your path and your purpose. Protect your energy, stay focused, and let your growth unfold naturally without the interference of outside influences. Thank you for taking the time to reflect on this with me. Take care of your energy, and may you continue to walk your path with strength and wisdom.
Seagulls tracing lines above, echo